Okay, so good day everyone and welcome to our subject organizational behavior. So we're going to have our lesson 2. So uh, it's all about the organizational behavior of our chapter 1 introduction to organizational behavior. So to begin with our proper discussion, so let's all define the systematic study of organizational behavior or the OB. So, behavior is a different for every individual. It is appear to know that behavior of a person if you know how the person reacts to a given situation. The reaction of a person is depending on what is important for the said individuals. So, OB is an evidence-based management o yung tinatawag nating EBM that complements systematic study and argues with managers to make decisions based on evidence. OB uses causes and effects as a basis for the conclusion. So proper management of people pays off. Doing so can make people more committed to the organization. So, ibig sabihin na to, it's gather the data under the control conditions. So, minimeasure niya yung mga evidences and minimeasure niya yung mga different information at the same time, ini-interpret yung mga information na to. It also involves the intuition or gut feelings on the reason for people to do things that they do. Or kadalasan ng OB ay understanding to help people uh, to be to be a better within the organization and groups as well. So ibig sabihin within the company or within the organization, it helps every individual to make a better person in giving information or giving comments or suggestions within the group or within the co-employee at the same time within the organization. It is a type of commitment that is called affective commitment, no? Kasi sometimes by giving some opinions or ideas, so syempre there are positive feedback, sometimes there are negative feedback, which describe the degree of a person's emotional attachment and involvement within the organization. So the behavior science disciplines that contributes to OB. So meron tayo ditong table, no? If you will notice, ito yung ating table. Lakihan ko lang. Yan. So kadalasan ang ating OB ay towards on the discipline or we have the different disciplines of different courses that can affect or uh, meron siyang tag dito maiaambag or maitutulong or meron siyang effect in terms of the organization or within the OB. So behavioral science, so in this side, so column na to, mapapansin natin ano ba yung mga different disciplines that may affect the OB. So, we have the contribution. Ano yung contribution ng behavioral science na yun? Unit of analysis. If it's either an individual ba siya or a group within the organization. And what will be the output? So, output natin is all about the contribution about the OB or yung study of the organizational behavior. So, una, we have the psychology. So, if you will notice, there are a lots of contributions na pwede niyang maiambag pagdating sa organizational behavior. So, we have the learning, motivation, personality, emotions, perception, training, leadership effectiveness, job satisfaction, individual decision making, performance appraisal, attitude measurement, employee selection, work design, work stresses. So if you will notice, all these contributions are focusing on the unity of analysis by individual. Individual person yung ating pinopoint out. Then at the same time, what will be the output pagdating sa study of the OB? So we have the Sociology, so dalawang aspect of contribution yung pwede niyang ibigay, no? If you will notice, the different arrows indicates the analysis, no? So we have the group dynamic, work teams, communication, power, conflict, and intergroup behavior. So mapapansin nyo lahat na to is more on group of people. So we have the formal organization theory, organizational technology, organizational change, and organizational culture. So lahat is all about the organization system. Kaya mapapansin nyo yung arrow, meron siyang arrow dito. Yan. So we have the social psychology. So social psychology, behavior change, attitude change, communication, group processes, group decision making are focuses on the group analysis. So we have the anthropology. So anthropology is two analysis ang pwede. We have the comparative values, comparative attitudes, cross-cultural analysis. So lahat na to is focuses on group analysis. So we have the organizational culture, organizational environment, focuses on the organization system analysis. And we have the last, the political science, conflict, or yung tinatawag nating intra-organizational politics or power. So focuses on the organization system. So if you will notice, no, lahat po ng different disciplines or behavioral discipline science ay focuses on the different output, at the same time different analysis within the organization. So lahat po ng analysis between individual, groups, and organization system may affect to the study of the organizational behavior. So kung mapapansin natin, no, yung mga different behavioral science like yung psychology are the science that seeks to measure and explain some things or sometimes change the behavior humans and other animals, no? Kapag naman sa sociology, the study of the social system in which individual fill their roles. So study people about their fellow human being. So tinitingnan natin yung galaw ng tao, kung paano siya gumalaw within the organization. We have the social psychology, blends the concept of psychology and sociology. So, ibig sabihin, the study of the human behavior at the same time, the study of human works, kung paano siya gumalaw. So, we have the anthropology. Ito yung study of the societies to learn about human beings and their activities. So, if you will notice, all the different sciences in behavioral approach or organizational behavior applied the different behavioral science that build upon the contribution for several behavioral disciplines. So, kadalasan, ang mapapansin nyo lang dito, yung psychology natin ay individual. So, ibig sabihin, micro level of analysis, while the other disciplines are macro concept, such as group or organization. So, ibig sabihin, yung analysis natin sa group and organizational are macro analysis. Then, etong individual are micro level of analysis. Okay, so we have the challenges and opportunities manager encounter in applying OB. So, if you will notice based on the given diagram, so ito ay IPO, no? So, the input process and what will be the outcomes. So, kung mapapansin natin dito sa IPO natin, so naglalagay tayo ng different levels. So, yung analysis natin from different level. For example, we have the individuals, we have the group, and we have the organizational level. So, if you will notice, no, so sa inputs natin for individual level, we have the diversity, so we have the personality, and we have the values. So for the group, we have the group structure, group roles, and team responsibilities. For the organizational level, we have the structure and culture. So, kung mapapansin nyo, dun sa processes natin, for every different colors, for example, the individual, ito yung process niya. And this will be the outcome. So, ang mini-measure natin dito or yung tinetest natin for the different process of individual level, yung emotional and moods niya, paano ba siya ma-motivate, perception ba niya in terms of the organization, and yung kanyang decision making. So what will be the result? Attitude and stress, task performance, citizenship behavior, withdrawal behavior. So for the group naman, we have the communication, leadership, power and politics, conflicts, and negotiation. So the outcomes will be group cohesion and group functioning. Pagka naman sa ating organizational level, we have the human resource management and change of practices. So sa outcome natin will be the productivity and the survival. So if you will notice, in different IPO methods natin na ginagamit for the OB, for the managers, so kadalasan ang inputs natin, ito yung mga variable that leads the processes. So, ito yung tinatawag nating group structure, role, team responsibilities are typically assigned before or after a group is formed. Pagka sinabi naman natin in terms of the processes, so ito yung mga verbs as input are nouns in the organizational behavior. So ito yung mga actions that individuals, groups, organization engage in a result of input and lead to a certain outcomes. Pagka naman yung outcomes, no, there are the key variables that are needed to explain or predicted and are affected by some other variables. So, tinitignan natin yung aspeto within the organization. Kasi, ito yung malaking makakatulong para sa mga manager on how to improve the OB of the system within the organization. So, that's it. So, thank you and good luck. That will be the end of our lesson 2.